You're right now, life in the Philippines, love chain nation, BobbieD and LisaDisc. One nation under, rule, one love. Hello, guys. If you can hear me, we're having an audio issue. I'm trying to get it corrected. Bear with me just one moment, please. You're right now, life in the Philippines, love chain nation, BobbieD and LisaDisc. One nation under, rule, one love. Hello, my friend. This is BobbieD coming to you live from Luzon, Philippines. Having an awesome time in the Philippines today. Hope you are as well. Where we're from today, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk about Abra. Abra in state of calamity in the Philippines. Abra in state of calamity in the Philippines. Yeah. It is a province in the Luzon area. As you may or may not know, on Wednesday around 8:30 in the morning, Luzon was bombarded by a huge quake, 7.0 magnitude, and it caused a lot of havoc in that area and still happening right now. Many people were displaced. Some people were casualties, lost their lives. The multiple injuries included as well. So I'm gonna bring this to you real quick today. I'm having some difficulty with my internet, and I just had some difficulty with the system. I apologize for that, but I'm going to work these things out, okay? And I'm glad you're here with me. All right, real quick, thumbnail for the day. Here it is, right here. And give me just a second. All right, we got Mark Hill here today. Thank you so much for showing up, Mark Hill. We'll get him on the show. Thank you so much for showing up today, Mark Hill. I apologize for the delay, man. It's been a terrible week for me. Technical difficulties over and over and over and over again. Thank you for showing up. Mark Hill here. Today is Veterans Day, and Mark Hill is going to bring us some veterans information. What you got for us, Mark Hill?
Good afternoon. How you doing? Yeah, BobbieD, I understand stuff happens, and you're not able to do everything you want to do. It's understandable. I've been through some stuff myself. That's just how it goes.
Frustrating.
Okay, so as far as information for veterans go, we're going to talk about homelessness. Okay, now all the information I'm getting ready to give pertains to the United States. Unfortunately, you're traveling overseas, you're in another country outside of U.S. territories, outside the U.S. There's just not that much out there for you, except repatriation. If you're a veteran, foreign medical program with Social Security, you got to check to see if Medicaid is accepted in whatever country you're in.
Right.
There's certain Medicaid that you can get. Medicaid, what do you call it? I forgot what you call it. It has a particular name when you're traveling outside the country. You
Oh,
can
okay.
pay for the extra with Medicare, but only certain places are going to accept it. So you may be paying $300 a month, and you can't
Right.
find anybody to take it. So, but when it comes to homeless veterans, okay, there are a lot of programs out there designed to help. The
Right.
problem is people just don't know about them. The VA is not like openly saying in these commercials that you see during the Super Bowl. You'll see recruitment. You'll see how we're helping veterans, but they never tell you how they helping veterans. So they have several programs. So if you're out there in the States or you know someone who's homeless and who's a veteran, there's programs out there that's HUD VASH,
Okay.
basically Section 8 for the VA. I
Okay.
think I've talked about that one before.
Right.
Right. And then if you're a family, let's say you're a family, every couple of months you out on the street, you can't keep a place, right? They have a program that's called SSVF. Okay. SSV like Victor, S like
Oh,
Sam, S like Sam, V like Victor, F like Frank.
okay.
Okay.
That's a tough one to pronounce. it's yeah.
S S Sam, Victor, Frank.
Sam,
And
Victor.
right. And that program allows veterans who have families to call, and they normally can get you into a place right away because you're a family. They don't want you on the street. And they usually set up to see if you have any kind of service connections they can help you with, any kind of education benefits they can help you with. It's designed basically to get you off the street, whether they got to put you in a halfway house, put you in a hotel.
Okay.
They have churches. I'm sure you're aware of this, Bobby D. They have churches in the States, nonprofit churches that offer halfway houses. They have in the back half of the church people living back there that you probably would never even know.
Yeah.
Okay. There are programs designed to help veterans with drug addictions.
Okay.
There are programs that are called the Grant and Per Diem program. Okay. And basically what this is, check this out, Bobby D. The U.S. government will buy property that's close to a VA or government facility. They own that land.
Okay.
They'll let a non-profit organization build apartments on that land just for veterans.
Wow.
So instead of you paying the normal rate, you pay based upon your benefits. So if you're only 20%, you move into one of these apartments, your rent might be $100. While somebody else who 100%, their rent might be $500.
Yeah.
Where the going rate in the area is about $3,500 or $4,000.
Right.
So it's designed basically, and it's called Grant Per Diem.
Okay.
It's called a Grant Per Diem program. Okay.
Okay.
Now they also have halfway houses. Let me backtrack a little bit. How do you find this information? How can you get this help? Okay. First thing you need to do, if you're in the States, U.S. territory, go to the VA, ask to speak to a homeless coordinator. That's the first thing you need to do. And that same number he's flashing right there for HUD VASH is VASH. It's V like Victor, not Bash. It's
Okay.
VASH.
I'm sorry about that. Bash. Be like veterans. I'm sorry, y'all.
That same number, if you can't get to a VA, you're in a small town or you don't have a way to get there, you can call that number, that 800 number. Okay. But if you are near a VA medical facility or you're at a comp and pen office, you need to speak to the homeless coordinator. That's how you get this help. For you veterans, you may pass some veterans on the street or people with signs that say they homeless, they veterans. Give them that number to call. Or better yet, what I've done in the past is get out, talk to them, take my phone, call that number, and let them give their information and see what they can do for them. Because that's an 800 number that's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Okay. That is awesome, man. That is awesome. Veterans out there, if you got a problem, you have no place to stay, and you put your time in the veterans, then you need to go and check all those programs out. I think the main number that would help them is that VASH number. Is that right, Mark?
Correct. That's the main number you can call right there, the 424-3838.
Okay. And again, this is only for veterans in the States, not outside of the country. If you're homeless outside the country, you just out of luck. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they have. I mean, Bobby D, we try to give people information to understand. It's great living overseas when you can afford it.
Right. Got to have the money, finances.
Don't get on that plan with maybe I can get this job online and it'll work out. Right. But what happens when it don't work out? Then what do you do?
SOL, that's what.
Because you go into developing countries, these people ain't got no money to be giving you, especially because a lot of times you're not really around the wealthy when you come here. You're usually around people who don't have a whole lot.
They don't have nothing, and they're looking for you to give them. Yeah,
correct. Yeah. So I'm not saying it for nobody to travel. I just like to give you the reality. I don't want to give fantasies and, oh man, you come over here and live like a king on $200. All that just a bunch of BS.
Nah, that ain't gonna work.
Okay, and like the video, like when I sent Bobby D, people living out in the jungle, telling people they living great, digging a hole and using the toilet. No, dog.
I'm not with that. I'm not with that. They do that out there in the province though, but I'm not with that, man. I can stay in the province out here maybe one day. They call it a CR, comfort room, and it's outside. It's like an outhouse, and that odor is like wow. And I had to use it a few times when I was out there. And every time we go down there now, I'm trying to hold it till we get back home. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not with that. I'm not looking drunk. I'm not that kind of person.
Now, what they have done, Bobby D, is take areas like that and did what they call glamping. You familiar with glamping?
What's that?
Okay, glamping is where they put like these. They look like tents, but they're not tents, and they're luxury hotels. You just have a luxury area that's out in the woods that's just yours. Comes with a hot tub, breakfast. You got all kinds of crap. I'm actually going to one in 2 weeks, and you're out. you're out from the city. You're out in the sticks. Yeah. Okay. There's a bunch of other ones around you, but it's all luxury though. You got a nice king size bed, fireplace. Just picture a luxury hotel outside inside a tent. Right. That's what that is. Oh man. With a jacuzzi and all that. So, they've got people that would love to be outside and you want to be in that type of environment. They got something for you. But it ain't no $200. You don't stay there.
Nah, you got to pay for that one, man.
You got to pay for that.
Yeah, that sounds cool. So tell me, Markel, I'm changing something a little bit. I was covering the elections. Who won the election? I never got back. I did a story on it.
Petro and the Afro-Colombian, they won.
Really?
Yeah. They've been in office now.
Congrats.
Yeah, they've been in office now for about 2 weeks.
Okay. All right. So have they done anything significant yet?
They basically setting up their cabinet. It's a little different here, Bobby D, than it is in the States. This has been a conservative country since its existence. This is the first time they've had left-leaning anything in office here
in the country. Yeah.
Right. So, it's not running as smoothly as the transition would normally be. Right. And there's a lot of these countries here, South, that have left-leaning presidents that never had them before. So that's like a new thing that's coming because people want change. They're tired of the same old, and it's the poorest that struggle. They keep squeezing the poorest people here. They don't have nothing, and then they want to impose a bigger tax on them. So finally, these people said, "No, that's enough of this."
Yeah. Well, how long is their term? What is it? 4 years, 6 years? What is it? How long would it be in office?
It's 4 years, just like in the States.
Okay.
Their system is set up just like they have, the Congress set up the same way. Okay. The presidency is set up the same way. Okay. I try not to dive too deep in their politics because you don't want to get into a situation here arguing with people about politics when you're not even a citizen of their country. I watch it from a distance. I listen, but I don't participate in none of it.
That's what I do here. You have to be careful. I do stories on it, but I don't say he's dead. I just do a plain story. This man was elected. That's it. I give them the plain information. I don't make any commentary on their comment because I'm not a citizen here. I'm just residing here at their pleasure, and they can kick me out anytime. You know what I'm saying?
Anytime they want to hate, get the hell out.
That's right.
Okay.
We
So I
here at the
don't.
pleasure, at their pleasure, So yeah, stay out of politics as much as possible. Now, American politics, I'm
Oh
all
yeah,
in
yeah.
there.
You talk about that all day long. Yeah, because that's
I'm
my
all in
money.
there.
You affected my money at that point. So I'm gonna
That's
listen.
right.
Like Joe Biden today talking about the bill that they gonna pass by August. This new bill that's supposed to help with inflation in the states and supposed to
Right,
lower the deficit and all that kind of stuff.
right,
I'm gonna weigh in on that because that's my money.
right,
But
right.
when it comes to foreign countries, no. Now, one thing I want to talk about though, BobbieD, before I get off, is you know how this used to be this thing where people would say, okay, if you want to get your benefits faster, you go to the Philippines.
Right.
You get them
Yeah, I
done
heard
quicker.
that. Yeah.
Okay. You can still do that, but just know there's a caveat. There's been so many people that have gotten approved to the Philippines that were denied before 3, 4, 5 times. They go to the Philippines, get approved the first time.
Right.
The government said something's wrong.
Okay.
Because how are you getting approved in the Philippines, but you're in the States, you've been denied 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Something there is not right.
Yeah.
So they're investigating. Now, I just did a video today because on my community page, I've been putting out information where Social Security, as well as the Department of Veterans Affairs, have been investigating people for fraud. Okay. Not just the people who are receiving disabilities, but the organizations who are cheating these people who are on disability, whether it be churches getting veterans to sign up for their loans, and the church gets 60% of the loan while they get the other 40% of renting it out. Jewelry companies cheating veterans on percentages, getting them to pay out money for insurance that they don't even have on the jewelry. They just giving the companies money. Veterans faking being BobbieD. There's a guy that got awarded 100% in 1987 for being blind.
Okay.
He was basically, somebody told on him. This was in 2018. They started an investigation. They did a 2-year investigation on this guy. They arrested him May 2020. Okay. He just went to court and pleaded guilty this past June. Okay. He's got to pay back all the money from 1987 to when they cut it off in May of 2020, almost $1 million.
Wow.
He's serving 3 years in prison. He's going to have 3 years of home confinement. He's going to have 5 years of community service, and I forgot how many hours, and he's got to pay back almost $1 million. Wow.
He messed up big time, man. That's crazy. So he fooled the people like he was blind.
Yeah, he had a regular job, and he was working at the Boy Scouts. He was teaching the Boy Scouts how to shoot bow and arrows. You're supposed to be blind. Like, come on, man.
Oh man, what would they think of next, man? That's ridiculous.
And the same way with Social Security, BobbieD. This is why I tell people. Now, I'm not on here advocating for anybody to try to cheat the system, lie to try to get something that you didn't earn.
Right.
But let me say this: you don't tell everybody your business. You don't tell nobody your business. Somebody asked me something about, oh, hey, you a veteran? Yeah. How much you getting? I get what everybody else get and keep it moving.
That's it. That's it. They don't
what
need
kind of disabilities you got? Don't worry about that. I don't like to discuss that. Keep it moving.
That's it.
You don't need to tell everybody your business because you don't know what people's feelings are about you. Because a lot of these people who got turned in was because of family members, somebody was jealous, or they did something stupid at the VA, which they on camera. There's a story, BobbieD. A veteran went to a medical appointment at the VA. He's in a wheelchair. Okay, rolled through the VA in a wheelchair. Rolls outside, gets in his car. Well, gets to his car. He has a crane on the back of his car, picks the wheelchair up. He makes his way into the car, everything right. Drives, leaves the VA. There's a gas station across the street at the VA. Drives over to the gas station. Gets out like normal. Don't need the wheelchair, crane, nothing. Just gets out like normal, pumps his gas, goes inside, pays for it, come back out, get in the car, and drive off.
Oh, gosh.
VA did an investigation on him. Find out he don't even use the wheelchair at all. Driving everywhere like normal, doing everything like normal.
Man, that's something else.
This is what they do. They build a case against you. They let you hang yourself. They build up a case. They arrest you. They bring you in and they show you just videos of you just out doing everything you told them you could not do. And at that point, what can you say? Okay, you got me.
Yeah,
What can you say at that point?
You can't say nothing else, but I did it. I'm sorry. Give me, please. You said, can you give me, please? Nah, you got to pay that money back and you going to jail, sucker.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. It's just, I just don't get it, Bobby D. You're never gonna get rich on disability. You're never gonna get. It was not designed for you to be rich. It was designed for you to keep your head above water. That's it.
That's it.
That is it.
And that's why I don't know why these people keep cheating, trying to get the money so they feel like they got something. You know, it's crazy, man.
Bobby D, trust me. If I could go back to doing what I used to do, ain't no way. Ain't no way. You know, I'm making 6 figures easily for what I did in Phoenix, heating and air conditioning, own my own company in Phoenix, Arizona. Well, you know, it's the desert out there. It's hot.
Oh yeah, you can make that easy with that kind of business, yeah.
And you got people that's like, well, man, you know, you get to lay around. Yeah, I'm laying around because I'm hurt. I'm not laying around because I want to lay around.
Right. You sustain the injury, and you deserve the payments, the money that you're getting. Yeah. People don't get it like that. They think that when the government gives you money, that's just extra money, and you just living and you just rolling real good. Nah, that ain't it. Ain't no big baller shot callers around here.
People have no idea. People have no idea what some of these disabilities are that veterans have. Right. Just because you can't see it, like if you don't see them limping, you don't see them in a wheelchair, they're not missing limb. That doesn't mean he doesn't have cancer. That doesn't mean he hadn't suffered a stroke and he can't even use one side of his body. That doesn't mean that he hadn't had a brain aneurysm and he's got to have somebody guide him through the store. You have no idea what people go through, what's in their medical record, but people like to judge based upon what they see. Not what they know.
That's right. And that's wrong, man. You can't never judge a book by looking at the cover. You got to know the inside before you make any kind of judgmental statements. And that's what we fall short at. We're always trying to be judgmental and not understanding and not trying to get the right information before we speak about people. So, you know, that's the way life is, you know. But good thing you brought us this information today about homeless veterans. Continue to click on that VAST button, y'all. 877-424-3838. Any veterans out there, if you know any veterans out there have homeless issues in the United States of a doggone America, give them that VAST number. Go ahead, Markel.
Okay, one other thing, Bobby D, I want to talk about real quick. Now, there are a lot of veterans who are overseas. There are a lot of veterans in different countries all around the world. Mm-hmm. Here's what I would say to you guys to protect yourself, okay? And in case somebody get pissed off at you and call the Inspector General's office or call the DA hotline and say, hey, there's this veteran over here that's supposed to be whatever. Because it doesn't matter where you live. The government has long-reaching arms. If they figure out that you are cheating them, they're going to get you. I don't care where you are. They're going to get you. This is what I would recommend people do.
Okay.
Instead of just jumping on a plane, if you're disabled, okay, instead of just jumping on a plane, let your doctors know what you're getting ready to do.
Right.
That way it's in your medical records. They knew you were going to the Philippines. Right. It is no surprise to them. He did what? There's no way I would have told him to go over there. Okay?
Right.
Now, you're a grown person. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. You're an adult. But your money's coming from the government.
Right.
If the majority of your money is coming from the government, just like a regular job, you would tell your job, hey, I'm not coming in today, and this is why. You need to let these people know why you did what you did. Or before you go do it, give them an idea of what you're doing. You 100% PTSD. You need to go in there and talk to that psychiatrist, let them know, hey, I'm thinking about moving to the Philippines. What do you think about that? And they go, oh, sure. Shouldn't be a problem. They got a VA in Manila. Are you headed to Manila? Okay, you can go see a psychiatrist there. Or they may tell you, hell no. You ain't mentally stable enough to be on a plane to be going nowhere. You need to be here getting treatment. You understand the difference? Because CYA, cover your ass.
Right.
You go somewhere you ain't supposed to be going, you got no way. What you gonna fall back on? What you gonna tell these people? Nothing.
Right.
Versus you told the doctor. The doctor says, sure, that's no problem with you going. Go ahead.
Right.
Same way with Social Security. Man, y'all just don't jump up and just go because your favorite YouTuber's there, because they showing some woman's butt. That when that money get cut off, they gonna see your butt in the street.
He'll be crying too with his hand out. I need
And I'm being
help.
dead serious, BobbieD. People,
Yeah, man.
your money comes from the U.S. government. If you are heavily dependent on that VA check, that Social Security check, you should not take that lightly and just jump on a plane and go where you want to go without talking to these people and letting them know what's going on.
Okay, let me ask you a question. So now, I'm a veteran. I'm getting ready to go. I'm getting disability. I'm getting ready to go to the Philippines, and I never did check with my people, and I've got PTSD, and I come out here, I freak out. What are they gonna do? And then somebody call the VA. What's it gonna do? Cut my money off?
Well, at that point, are you being seen? Are you being treated while you're in the VA? Because if you're not, okay, let me get to you another way. Let's say you're 100% PTSD.
Right.
And let's say you don't tell nobody. You just jump on the plane.
Right.
And let's say you go to the Dominican Republic. You just go on to the DR, didn't tell nobody nothing. Nobody knows where you're going, right?
Right.
You decide you're going to stay there for the next 3 months. In between that time, you get there and you freak out. People don't know what to do, don't know what to say because you ran out of medication and you didn't even try to get any more.
Right.
At that point, before they come and arrest you, they're going to go to the embassy and see if the embassy can help you. Now, we already talked about the embassy ain't doing nothing other than calling your family, try to call your doctor. And at that point, when they figure out who you are, what's going on with you, you got the money to get yourself back home, they're going to get you back home. Then the next thing they're probably going to do is take your passport. Just like they can ban you from getting weapons in the States, they can ban your ass from going anywhere. Even if you got your passport, they can block you.
Yeah, they can block you from going anywhere, man. That's what the nation does.
Now, I'm not trying to tell grown people what to do, BobbieD, but I'm just preferencing this because there's people out there losing their disabilities every day over simply not telling people what they're doing. Okay. I didn't just fly to Colombia or just flew to the DR or went to Brazil and didn't tell them what I was doing. They knew, just like now. Everybody knows where I am. Social Security knows where I am. The VA knows where I am. There's no ambiguity about, well, we don't know where he is and this may have happened. No. They got numbers. They got a Colombian number and an American number. They got my emails. They got my physical address. They got my mailing address. They know exactly where I am.
Right. And that's the way it should be. If you're receiving a check from them every month, they send you a check. They need to know where you at. Yeah, because it could be that you passed away or something. Who's getting the check now? Nobody said nothing. Yeah, and that happens a lot too. It's another form of fraud. So that's the way the government protects themselves. They got to know where you are. And if you're trying to duck and dodge, the government don't want them to know where you are. You might just be messing your own self up because they could cut you off because you didn't tell them.
Exactly. That's one way they can get your attention, BobbieD. Cut that check off when you're supposed to get it.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to call. They know you're going to call at that point.
Oh, yeah, you're going to call in. You got to go take your trip down there. I'm going down there. They done cut me off.
But see, overseas, when you overseas and you in a city that's not where the capital is, you ain't got no money. How you going to get there?
Yeah, you can't go nowhere. You stuck like Chuck.
How you going to get there? You in Cebu, you got to get to Manila. You ain't got that check. You didn't overdrawn your account from partying all month. Now you ain't got nothing. Now what?
Yeah, people don't plan. They just want to move. They want to do stuff without thinking and planning beforehand. And then whenever they come, whenever the government catch up with them, man, they cut me off, man. I don't know what's wrong with them. They cut me out. You blame it on the government. Well, you forget about the stuff you did not do. You did not inform them. You did not plan. You did not notify them that you were planning on moving, and they didn't know where you were. So they cut that off to get your attention. See, people don't say that now. But yeah, it's good to know that. I'm glad you mentioned that because you got a lot of veterans that want to go overseas. And it's okay, man. I mean, if you can afford it, yeah, it's okay. But you got to let the people know that you're getting that check from, where you're going and what your intentions are, just in case something happens and they need to get in touch with you. Because if they can't get in touch with you, just like Markel said, they're going to cut the check off. Okay. And then you oversee why they cut my check off. Yeah, because you didn't tell them what you're supposed to tell them. So guys, if you're in the States, that number at the bottom of the screen, call them. If you're homeless, if you need any kind of assistance, call them, man. They'll give you a number to call. We'll give you somebody who could help you, whatever your situation is. We applaud our veterans. They did their time. They did the service. And many of them up on a hard time right now. And that's what it's about, helping the people that's on a hard time. If you know of veterans out there that's homeless, if you know of veterans that's on drugs, if you know of veterans that need some kind of assistance, and you know they've been in the service, call them, take them down to the VA or get them the number, man. They need help. Yep, that's what it's all about. Each one reach one, each one teach one. And that's what Markel's show is all about. I want to suggest that you guys that have not seen this show, check it out. It's called Markel's TV, the podcast. He's on every day, almost every day he's there. And then he's got another show called Markel's Tech Review. Check out his shows on YouTube. These shows are awesome. They're helping people change lives every day. I've got a guy on my show that the information that Markel put out, he got 100%. And it wasn't no fraud. He deserved it. They just kept denying him for some reason. Markel told him exactly what to do, how to document the situation. He did it, and Terry Fleming got his money. He got back pay on top of that. Okay. So Markel's been great. It's been great. What else? That's it. You got anything else?
You know, the only other thing I would say, Bobby D, besides those, man, is seriously consider before you get on that plane, man, have a plan.
Yeah.
Plan A, plan B, plan C.
Right.
Okay. Have a way, because what I do is I left a credit card with one of my kids back in the States. In case all hell broke loose here, I got no other way to get nothing. They can use that card to send me money or buy me a ticket or whatever I got to do to get back. Okay. That's actually my plan D.
Yeah, I know.
But you know, if you can get credit cards, get your credit card, don't use it. Keep it for emergency. If you can't, if your credit jacked up, you can't get a credit card, get a prepaid credit card from your bank. Okay. Or get you a account where you can have like a loan, like a checking account, where you can have additional funds that they'll turn into a loan. I forgot what you actually call it, account. I have two of them. Okay. It's not overdrafting. It's where you can take money when you don't have money in the account, and then they just convert it to a loan. I forgot what you actually call that. There's a name for an account like that. Mm-hmm. But I have another $5,000 limit on just if my account overdraw, I can take out another $5,000. That's more than enough to get me halfway around the world. Yeah. Without a problem. You know, you have to, when you live overseas, Bobby D, you are your own backer. You cannot count on nobody.
You can't rely
on
nobody.
It. You are it. There ain't Cousin Willie down the street. You can go get something to eat or borrow $20 because most of the people you gonna know ain't got that kind of money.
No, they don't. They don't have it. Don't have it at all, man. All right, let's go down here to comments and see what we got. You got any comments from Markel? Let's go see what we got. Robert Martin. Okay. Okay, smooth sound. He said, my relatives went after my SSDI many times just to keep me from moving to the Philippines or Costa Rica. Okay. He said he was getting SSDI and his relatives went after his SSDI. What does that mean? That mean they call the SSDI? Or that's okay. They call it. They call it.
And this is why I say you need to let the people know, your doctors know. So when say a family member doesn't want you to go somewhere, Bobby D.
Right.
And you've already talked to your doctor and got it clear with the doctor. Hey, this is where I want to go. Even if you're just going on vacation, just let people know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. So when SSD contacts the doctor and says, hey, do you know your patient's getting ready to go outside the country? Yeah. He talked to me about it. I told him it's fine. You know, I gave him his medication for the next 3 months. He should be good to go.
Right.
Versus you saying nothing. And the doctor's surprised when they tell him he's doing what? No, I didn't know anything about that.
Right.
How different do those two scenarios sound, Bobby D?
Very different. Very different. But one could be potential fraud, you know, could potentially trying to duck the government for some reason. And a lot of times, let me ask you this question. If you are a father and you have child support due, can they take that money out your check?
Which check? It depends. It depends.
Your veteran check. If you're a veteran, you get 100%, and you got 14 kids, and one of them went downtown on you. Can they get that money?
Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Child support. Look, when it comes to federal, okay, and child support is a state issue. But
Okay.
the government doesn't play when it comes to kids because either the state or the federal government got to come out the money to pay for that kid. Whether it's on food stamps or some other kind of assistance, they coming out. So whether you got 100% VA, 10% VA, you owe on child support, they can get that money. They can get that money. Same way with student loans. You owe any kind of money to the government at all. I don't care, back taxes, whatever it is, they can get that money.
That's the next thing I was going to ask you about taxes. You didn't pay your
Yes,
taxes.
sir.
So I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of veterans out here and a lot of people on this, all kind of stuff, getting a monthly check, but they ain't paid the taxes. Yeah, they got to be careful with that.
Now, Bobby D, I talked about this in one of my shows. In the States, because you know, I don't know how people do it when they live overseas, okay? But for me, I wanted to keep a U.S. address in the States, okay?
That's
but
what I got.
With my U.S. address, it's a state that has no state income taxes, which is Florida.
Oh, okay.
So that way, that's one less thing I got to worry about.
Right.
It's state taxes, because I'm registered in a state that has no state taxes.
Right. Okay.
When you live overseas, you can make any state your home state, any state. Hell, I could have made Texas, which is another one, no state income taxes, my home state.
Right.
Okay. It's easy to do, but I use the same state that has my mail service that I get my mail from the US, which is Florida.
Okay.
Okay. Those are things people never think about when they overseas. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to use my home state that I came from, Michigan. They charging you you filing state income taxes every year. When you could be registered in a state like Florida, well, you ain't even worried about it. You care less.
I got Georgia. I'm from Georgia. The only reason I didn't mind because I had to vote, and when I vote, I got to be registered in Georgia because
I'm registered. I vote out of Florida.
Okay. Okay.
Absentee. I vote out of Florida every year. Bobby, I just got a text not that long ago for a damn county thing they getting ready to vote on.
Yeah. I might think about that, man, because I'm in Georgia, and I pay my tax. I hadn't paid state taxes in about 2 years now, so they ain't been bothering me. But I have to pay federal. I pay it. Let me put it like this: I was eligible not to pay. When I did my taxes for the state, it said I didn't have to pay. That's what I mean. I skipped it. I skipped that. No, I pay my taxes.
Don't play around when it comes to
I don't play around with the IRS. They don't play. I told y'all before, I had one audit in my life. I would never want to go through that situation again. Never. Made me feel that big, man. And I had to get a lawyer. I had to get a public accountant. I owed them people $35,000. And then when I got to CPA, he said, "Sir, you're unfortunate because I brought it down. I think I had to pay $2,500, but I had made a lot of errors and stuff. And then because I did the taxes myself that time. But anyway, besides, let's go. But yeah, let's see what we got. Diaz, he said, I was under the impression that veterans couldn't file an initial disability claim in the Philippines.
Yeah, you can. Why would you can file? Look, as long as you're in a country where there's a U.S. embassy or U.S. consulate, you can file for VA. You can file for Social Security. They have a dedicated rep in each embassy, specifically for VA, specifically for Social Security.
Okay.
And every U.S. embassy. So you can go online and apply. That is not even an issue. That's a simple one. Okay. Right. You can apply for Social Security, you can apply for VA, doesn't matter where you are. As long as you're at an embassy, when they get ready to do the CMP exam for VA, or you need to do a for Social Security. I can't even think of the name. I'm drawing a blank. But when they have you do that exam every couple of years, okay, they need to know where you are. That's why they need to know where you are. Okay, because when it comes time for them to do continuing disability review, that's the name of it. Continuing disability review. You're going to get one until you turn the retirement age of 67. I think it is 60, whatever. No, early retirement age, 62.
Okay.
You're going to get one. And they send it to the last known address you give them. If they don't know you overseas, they're going to be sending it to an address. You don't respond, they're going to think everything is fine. Okay, well, he don't need it no more. Cut him out. Now you overseas, no money.
It happens. Happens every day because people don't think, they don't plan. Anthony Liggins, he said, Markel, if I am in the Philippines and I am class 1 for VA health, can I get medical care at the VA hospital in Manila?
You can get seen for service-connected disabilities only. There's some things that they can do that they may have, but you must understand the medical facility in the in the Philippines, the VA in the Philippines is not a full-blown hospital. It's not like in the States. Well, they'll see you for any and everything. There, they can only see you for service-connected disabilities and a few other things outside of that. I have a video on my channel talking specifically about the services that are offered at Manila, Philippines, the VA in Manila.
Right. It's a lot of services are offered there, but then there's some that are not. But,
no physical therapy, no personal care, no rehabs, none of that. None of that.
All of that's very, very important. Very, very important to have. So, but you got to know where you can get, what services you can get and where you can get it from. Very important.
Right.
Pumpkin Joy said, I've got to make an appointment with the embassy to get my kids and wife recognized by the U.S. I don't know if you need. Well, I guess it's what you're trying to do. If you're trying to get your child as a U.S. citizen, you have to do that. You have to go down there and fill out certain paperwork. Required I think your certificate of marriage, all that kind of stuff is going to be required, and that's important. If you don't, your child will never be recognized as a United States citizen. And something happened, he's stuck like Chuck down here, like everybody other Filipino. Your wife is still gonna be Filipino. She'll never be a U.S. citizen unless she goes to the United States and lives there for 5 years. Then she can apply for citizenship. But your child is already a citizen, and they're trying to guess what, Markel? They're trying to take the right away from a person. If you're born in the United States, just because you're born, they're saying just you're not ordinary, you're not just a citizen just because you're born. They're trying to take that away. Yeah. Whether we always thought that if you're born a citizen, I don't care what country you're from, you're born in USA, United natural citizen. They're trying to take that right away. That's because of Mr. Orange Man. If you're born,
because they're doing it because the Chinese have been getting away with that for years. Chinese would go bring a pregnant woman to the States, had a child in the States. Now they would get a child U.S. citizenship. Right. Now they got a reason to come back because the child's a citizen. So
and the child sponsored them to come back.
Correct.
All the whole family
yeah.
They're trying to cut that loophole off.
There's a loophole in the system. But, it's weird how they'll make that loophole for certain demographics of people when you have certain people that are born like in Germany, right? They may be born on the base, but they were born in Germany, but they still U.S. citizens. You got somebody who was born wherever, but because their parents are citizens, you a citizen. So, it depends on who they are. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, and that's something they're trying to cut out. Trump introduced there was legislation when he was in office to get that cut out. But I think Biden put it down, but it'll be back up again because, to be honest, a lot of times people come out here, just like Markel said, just to have a child here and get that citizenship status and then get all the other people. That's not right, man. That's not right. And then they wind up, you cannot claim a dual citizenship here in the States, but they can claim a dual citizenship in the Philippines or most of the other countries. You can claim dual citizenship. But out here, you can only claim one citizenship in the USA. That's USA. So that's wrong. That's wrong, and that needs to be cut out. Okay. Well, we got okay. Diaz said, around how long does the claim process take in Manila? Also, if I file my disability claim in the States, can I transfer it to the Philippines?
Yes, it'll follow you wherever your address is. So if your address went from somewhere in the States to somewhere in Manila, then yes, because now you're overseas. So now they're going to transfer your file to whatever the closest facility is overseas, which would be Manila. As far as how long it takes, Manila has nowhere near the amount of claims that are in the States. Okay, you're not even close. So where it would take 6 months to a year, it may take 2 to 4 months in the Philippines.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But again, I'm going to stress something I said earlier. You've been denied many times in the States. Okay. Now, all of a sudden you go to the Philippines, you get approved. You may get away with that for a while, but they're all going to check. They're going to follow up and see what was it that you got denied 4 times in the States for that all of a sudden now in the Philippines you got approved for. because something doctor said this is now what it is. Be sure you know what you're doing when you go over there, because there's a lot of people that's gonna find out the hard way that that's not the way to do it.
Right. So I've been hearing that all since I've been out here, man. I got the 914 time and I came down here and got it.
And I got approved in the Philippines. It's like,
yeah.
okay.
Hey, whatever, man. I mean, if they approve it, they approve it. But you got to be careful. They're gonna find out why you got turned down 14 times, then come out here and prove. What's the difference? Yeah. So that's something they need to look at, because it could be potential for it. And we want people to do the right thing, the tight thing, and the long thing and the strong thing, not beat the country out of money. You know what I'm saying? Because we paying that money. Taxpayers paying that money. What else we got? That's it. All right, that's it. I think that's all.
LJ has one here at the bottom that says, he asked if I found out about the IU. Okay, so here's the thing, LJ. So I reached out to some contacts I still got in Phoenix, and I reached out to another person that I know who still works at the VA. And as far as they know, there has been no change yet to IU. So I'm not sure where you read that at, LJ, but I couldn't find anything, and I couldn't find anyone to cooperate that. So I'll just explain to you what the situation is, BobbieD. Okay.
Yeah, tell me what the IU is. I don't know what that is.
IU is individual unemployability. This is another way to get to 100% when you're at least 60% on a single disability or 70% with multiple disabilities, and your disability is keeping you from getting a full-time job. You can apply what's called total disability due to individual unemployability, TDIU or IU. And basically that takes you from 70, 80, 90 to 100%. So instead of you getting $1,400, you'll get $3,300, or $1,900, you'll get $3,300 a month. You'll be 100% better. Okay. Well, the Congressional Budget Office in 2020 made a proposal, and it's before Congress right now, where people who are on TDIU at retirement age, whether you got it now or you're looking at getting it in the future, will be cut off at retirement age of 62. Whereas right now, people could be 80, 90 years old still on TDIU.
Okay.
Individual unemployability. But they were looking to get rid of that. Well, LJ in one of my lives said that he read that they were going to enforce it going forward into 2022. I have not been able to confirm any of that from any of the people that I've talked to. I researched it, and I've only found where the Congressional Budget Office put their proposal in front of Congress, which they've never done anything with it yet. Okay.
So it's on the table.
I will say this real quick for people who are on TDIU. If you're on TDIU and you can get to scheduler, meaning you can get to 100 on the number, you are much better off, whether you're PNT or not, if you can get the scheduler. Not saying you got to go file claims, not saying that they're going to take it away, because that nothing has changed, okay? But at some point in the future, they're going to prove that, because they're looking at it like, if you retirement age, you ain't unemployable. You done. You retired. Right. So why are we paying you for unemployment if you retired? So it's coming. Make no mistake about it. It's coming. It's just when it's coming, because they're going to do it.
Yeah. Well, the government do everything they can to save money, to make it more efficient, kind of out the inefficiency. And that's just inefficient. If you say you're retired, why are we paying you this unemployability? It doesn't make sense.
Right. That was the entire point. They look, because there's so many veterans out there on TDIU. There's a ton of them on TDIU. Right. And they're going, because remember, they look at their deficits. They like, okay, where are we spending money and what can we cut off?
Exactly.
And somebody came up, okay, well, why are we paying these people who are past retirement age for unemployment when they're never going to work?
Right. Exactly.
So it's going to happen.
It makes sense. And it should happen. To be honest, it should happen. What else we got? That's it.
Let's see. To my understanding, I can do everything I need for my kids here.
Okay.
With a visit to the Manila embassy. I'm praying there are no more requirements for me to travel to the U.S. Are you a veteran, or are you just a regular citizen?
It's a regular citizen.
Okay. Because I'm about to say, you a veteran, man. You should have done that a long time ago. That's money you missed out on your wife, money you missed out on your kids.
let me give you his background. This is this Pumpkin Joe. I know him. He lives here in the Philippines. He just got married and then had a kid out here with a
Okay.
Filipino. So he's trying to get citizenship for his child, and then the government to recognize his wife as his wife. You know, so that's what he's trying to do. And what if I understand, you will have to go to the Manila, but you don't have for your wife. All you need to do is file a form with the U.S. government, and that'll give her a tax, because you can't claim your wife yet until you get a tax ID. She can't get a social security number, but she can get a tax ID. That's what I had to do for Lisa D. It took me and they take forever to respond with that. It took almost 2 years for me to get that tax ID so I can claim all my taxes. But you can do that for her and she'll give the tax ID. For your son, you have to take him to Manila, and there's some certain forms you got to fill out and all that kind of stuff. Your birth certificate, marriage certificate, all that kind of stuff. And it takes some paperwork and some multi, but you can get him as citizenship. But you shouldn't have to go to the United States for that at all, Uncle Joe. You shouldn't have to go down there to the United States. You can go to Manila and the embassy, or there may be, and I say maybe, you might be able to check with the United States consulate in Cebu. It is possible that they may have that service for you, would save you a trip from going to Manila. He lives in Dumaguete, so that's a long way from Manila. So Cebu is closer. So you might want to check with them first to see what services they offer in reference to getting your son United States citizenship information and get that birth certificate established. What else we got? That's it.
Diaz says, I never filed a claim before. I'm planning on filing my claim next month, but I plan to go to the Philippines in January for 6 months. Will the process most likely be approved by then? Well, I can't tell you if not it's going to be approved, but if you plan on filing next month is what? August. You mean August? If you're talking about August and you file, there might be a chance that they may be done with it in the States, depending on the state that you're in. You know, you're in a small state like Kentucky or Alabama, and you're not in a state like New York, Texas, or California, where there's a lot more veterans, then yeah, it may not even take that long, depending on what it is and how many things you're filing for. But once you move and you give them an address to let them know where you are, they're going to transfer your file. They're going to transfer your information to a different department that handles veterans that live outside the country. Right. So there's a difference. But when you go to the Philippines, to the VA in the Philippines, okay, they need an address. You can't just be a flyby and you're like, oh, I'm staying at this hotel at blah, blah, blah. They may not want to see you unless it's an emergency situation. You know, they're looking for more to help people who live in the country more so than just passing through. Right. You know, unless it's some kind of emergency situation. Right.
Okay, I got a correction. Pumpkin Joe said he is a veteran. I'm sorry, Pumpkin. I didn't know he was a vet. But Pumpkin Joe is a veteran. So what were you going to tell him if he's a veteran, Markel, about his kid?
If he's a veteran receiving disability, you should have done this A1 if you are receiving any type of disability, because if you 30% or higher, your wife will be getting money for your wife, and you be getting money for your kids. Not only that, you know, when it comes to education benefits, I don't know how long you've been married. When it comes to healthcare, again, I don't know how long you've been married, but CHAP VA for your spouse and your child. Okay. Now, they can use some of that overseas, depending on the situation. And you got to be married for a certain amount of time. You can't be married yesterday and then now she get healthcare at the VA. No, it don't work like that. Okay. You need a minimum of 10 years. I believe it's either 5 or 10. I can't remember which one it is. Okay. But they look into CHAMP VA if you are a service-connected disabled veteran. And depends on the amount that you're getting.
From what I understand of Pumpkin Joe, we've been knowing each other for a while, but we actually never met. But I know he said that he had some injuries from a car accident. Okay, it was that may not be service-connected, but he you know that caused him not be 100%, but it may not be service-connected. I don't know if it is or not. Pumpkin Joe, if it is, let us know. But if it's a service connected, then according to Markel, you can file some claims for that. If it's not service connected, then of course you wouldn't be able to file a claim for that.
Yeah, he less than 30%. He wrote it down here.
Okay, less than 30%.
Because we couldn't travel due to the pandemic. Okay, yeah. So yeah, less than 30. Yeah, he can't. He's not gonna get anything for the wife or the kids now.
Right. Okay, but He getting a small check for him. That's better
Right.
than nothing. I take the 30%. It's better than nothing. Can buy you some dinner. Take you gotta buy a meal. Buy some gas in your car. What else? Well, that's it.
Let's see. I got service connected injuries and private injuries not related. Okay. Okay.
So he got service-connected injuries and private injuries not related to service. So if it's not related, the private industry is not related to the service connected, you won't be able to. With 30%, you're not be able to get no claims on that.
But if you in Manila, honestly, I would go try to apply to get an increase to at least get to 30. Because at 30, you can put your child, you can put your wife on there, and you can get a little bit more. It ain't a lot more. I don't want to make it sound like you about to get a couple $100 on top of it. No. It may only be $40 more, but at least they get recognized, and they're on you're on your stuff. And when it comes time for your child to go to school, if they decide to go back to the States, depending on the state that you came from, they could go for free.
Right. Okay, LJ said he just read it and it took effect on the 22nd. Markel, I'm gonna let you hold down the fort for me for a minute, okay? I got to go to pit stop. I'll be right back. I'm sorry, y'all, but when you got to go, you got to go.
LJ, where are you finding this information? Because, like I said, I talked to a couple of people at the VA, and they don't know anything about it. I talked to another source I have; they're not aware of it. Yeah, if you could write where you found this information, because I honestly, other than the Congressional Budget Office and a few Congress people talking about it, that was about it. Let's see. I was told to apply for an increase. Yeah. You definitely want to apply for an increase. I don't know what your injuries are or anything like that, but you definitely want to try to get above 30%. What's going on, Howard? How you doing today, man? Yeah, please, LJ, let me know where you found this at, because no one I talk to is aware of this. He said, you're reading it now, took effect January 22nd. Yeah, bro, that's new to me. That is totally new to me. But real talk, guys, for you veterans on here watching, please just let your doctor, your psychiatrist, just let them know what your plans are. More than likely, they're not going to tell you not to go unless you've had like a ton of episodes or something like that where you should be going anyway. But if you're not having like episodes and you're pretty stable, you take your medication on time, you're able to function on your own, then, there shouldn't be a problem with you telling people what you're doing. But if you're afraid to tell them, that means you hiding something and just going on your own and not telling people where you're going, you just making problems for yourself. Because if you flip out, I can pretty much guarantee you ain't never going back if you flip out.
Yeah, man, you can't. You got to be all open and honest, especially if you're going out of the country. You got to let the people know. You got to realize they're giving you that check, and you got to respect that. That's your whole, especially if that's your only sole purpose,
Source of income.
Only income you got. You in trouble, buddy. All right, what else we got?
I think that's pretty much it. He was told, and then Howard said, "Hey, Bobby, you should join us on Saturday night for roll call Saturday." I do a live roll call.
Okay.
Where I just put the link out and I invite people to come on, and we just reminisce, talk about military times. We talk about all types of subjects. We run the gamut. So somebody talk about something, we bring it in and blah blah blah, go from there.
Okay. I'm gonna participate in the roll call.
Roll call Saturday. I have it at 8:00 Central Time, which is like 9 p.m. your time.
9 p.m.
No, it's 9 a.m. your time. 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
your time. Because right now, what time is it there right now?
It's 10:35 a.m.
Yeah. So it'll be 9 a.m. your time when I start.
All right. I'll probably check y'all out. This Saturday, you want to send the link out, right?
Yeah. There's a link out. If you want it, I can just send it to you the same way you send it to me on Facebook.
Yeah. Send me that link, and then I'll be on the roll call, man. I'm gonna talk about everything. I ain't gonna talk about no military time. I'm gonna talk about everything. I'm talking about life 101. I'm talking about me, you, everybody.
Right.
We just have a good old time.
Right? Oh yeah, we talk Bobby D, we cover all topics. It's not just military related. You know, we were on there talking about the market. Good things is to invest in the market. People who have had a good run on the market. Like for today's example, JetBlue bought Spirit Airline.
Oh,
Right?
really? Okay.
Yeah. So they haven't completely took it over yet.
Right.
But Spirit stock shot up.
Mm-hmm. That's what happens.
And people were able to make some money off of it.
Right.
JetBlue stock actually went down.
Right.
So you had anything invested in Spirit, you did all right today.
You are right, yeah.
Trying to think of what else it was. You know, like different things. We just have different topics. Whatever happened, you know, the incident with the police that happened with the guy that got shot 60 times and
Oh,
just topics like that, Bobby D.
Yeah. That's the kind of topics I like, so I'll be with y'all.
Okay, so LJ said it's that's the one I was referring to, LJ, but that's just a proposal. That hasn't taken effect. That's just a proposal. That's not something that's in effect. That's only a proposal.
So it's not the law yet. They're just trying to think about it. It's
before Congress. They've done nothing with it. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay, I got you. Okay, Pumpkin Joe, so you got 2 kids. You got 2 kids, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I saw it on the internet. You got a brand new baby girl. You got 2 girls now. So he's trying to get himself, get his children recognized by the United States government. And don't wait too long on doing that, man, because sometimes you don't wait too long and they change the law, so your children will not be recognized. You took too long. Don't do that, man. Go on, get them kids hooked up and get them certificate, birth certificate, United States certificate, and so you can get them legal, okay? All right, that's it. What else you got? Howard said that's a big merger. It makes JetBlue the 5th largest airline in the U.S. Okay, I didn't know that. So JetBlue's coming up.
They took over Spirit because basically here is Spirit and JetBlue are the main 2 airlines to come back and forth from Florida to here. Like you got Frontier and Alaska and some of them, but I can tell you right now, all those inexpensive flights on Spirit,
right,
kiss them goodbye because JetBlue don't roll like that.
They got to make multi. They bought them for a reason, and that's to go up on
all
the rates.
$79, $59 flights, bare bones flights. Now JetBlue don't roll like that.
Nah, they gotta sell more tickets to make up for the payment they had to buy Spirit out with.
$3.8 billion. They bought it for $3.8 billion.
Billion. Ooh, Lord. He didn't say million, he said billion, y'all. Billion.
3.8 billion is what they bought it for.
That's about the highest you can get is billion. Then you go to the next one is a trillion. You don't see too many trillion deals, but billions that's big enough. All right, what else we got? That's it.
That's it.
All right. Well, Markel, you done took the whole show again. That's all right, man. That's cool, man. That's all right. Do your thing. That's what we need. We need the information. We need the knowledge so we don't have to go to college. And Markel is the man with the plan. So thank you so much for stopping by, Markel. I appreciate it, man. Anything else you got?
No, sir. That's it. I took all your time. That's it. That's it.
That's all right. I'm still going to get this out. Y'all, if y'all want to hang with me, I got some information. I'm gonna run it down. Okay, Mark, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for coming. Send me that link, and I'm gonna hit y'all on Saturday night. Okay, man.
All right, man. Later.
Appreciate it. Take care. Peace. All right, my people. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna bring this to you. If you want to hang with me, bang with me, clang with me, good. If you don't, bye. No, but I got to. I don't want to be not giving you what I wanted to give you. So I'm gonna bring this to you. We'll extend the broadcast a little bit. I'm gonna run it real quick because we over time. Normally we'd be gone by now, but I'm gonna run it. Mark did a show, and we love the information. It's a joy to have him on here. Anytime we can get him, man, we get that veterans information. We got so many veterans that watch this show, and we're blessed to have Markel to come on the show and give us his knowledge. So thank you so much, Markel. All right, so let's go back to our subject for today. Thumbnail. I'm gonna run this real quick, so I'm not gonna be long. Okay, thumbnail for the day. Let me see if I can get it back. Yeah. Thumbnail for the day. Where you at? Okay, here we go. Thumbnail for the day. This is what our topic was: calamity, man. Yeah, calamity. Yeah, in Abra. For those of you that may or may not know, there was a huge earthquake in Luzon area of Philippines. And for those of you that know, there are three areas in the Philippines. There's a Luzon, there's a Visayas. Luzon is in the north, Visayas is in the middle, and you have Mindanao on the bottom, the south. LisaDisc and I are located in Visayas. We're in the middle. But this earthquake devastated the Luzon area and more particularly an area, a province called Abra, ABRA. And many people were injured. They had 4 fatalities so far. There was landslides, a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna bring it to you. So you may have, some of you may have people that live in those vicinities, in that area. And you may want to reach out to them and say, hey, how you doing? No, I heard there was a big earthquake. You okay? No, yeah, because you never know. You never know how they may be doing. If they're not doing well, you want to do whatever you can to assist them. Let me get this off the screen scrolling, and we'll get rolling. Okay, give me a minute. Where you at? Okay. All right. So no hocus pocus, just focus for the day. Let's go. Focus. Where you at? Man, it's thinking. Here we go. We're gonna talk real quickly about a couple of things. Okay. Why the state of calamity and the magnitude 7 earthquake. Okay. As you can see right there, late in the stretch, a lot of people got injured, many injuries, more injuries than fatalities, thank goodness. But we don't even want injuries or fatalities, but the injuries were way higher than the fatalities. Okay, so you can see that on the right there is President Marcos. He flew into Abra to look at review the damage and to see how we could help the people there. And that's him right there in the blue shirt on the right. So we're going to take a first look at our first focus. Why was the state of calamity? Now, it was a 7.0 earthquake, man. On Wednesday morning around 8:30, hit Luzon area, and buildings were rocking and shaking. There were 4 fatalities and many injuries. Structural damages. There was landslides. You see the houses stuff being slid. People trying to dig people out. They're still trying to do search and rescue missions at this time. There was structural damages. There was historical buildings that were damaged. A very historical cathedral was damaged. There's the Bell of Bantai that was damaged. That bell's been in for 16 to the 16th century. That was damaged. The bell tower. So there was a lot of damage. Devastation. And people here in those areas are hurting, man. This is a big deal out here right now. And president is doing whatever he can to assist the people. Okay. So yeah, it was some stuff. And people are hurting. Magnitude 7.0 earthquake. The epicenter of the earthquake was Tayum Abra. You see that big old slit right there in the middle of the street. Luzon was rocked. Phivolux, which is the scientific people that measure the earthquakes, has recorded 828 aftershocks. So y'all think the earthquake is over? No. Aftershocks are still hitting that city, that area, that region. So it's not over yet. It could be many more weeks before the aftershocks stop. Okay. So people are hurting in that area. President Marcos flew to Abra and he assessed the damage, and the governor and Marcos, they called for a state of calamity in the province of Abra. Okay. Now, as you can see right there, I did a video last night on the province, the press briefing they had. It was a very productive press meeting. You can see the governor on the right there, Valera, and that's the Senator Valdez on the left. Okay. Here's some of the things they're doing right now. They're going to create a disaster resilience department. Okay, that's to help the people whenever there's a disaster, help them more quickly than they are right now. They're going to create 53 healthcare facilities were damaged by the quake. Okay, 53. I didn't say 5. 53 healthcare facilities were damaged. Marcos, which is the president, he dispatched air assets to assist the isolated quake survivors, and they're trying to help pass law to help the people for quicker disaster response. Power plants in the quake hit areas are now online. They were offline. The telecommunications company were required to send aid to earthquake affected areas. In other words, the telcos like Globe and PLDT, they normally wouldn't send nobody, but the government made them say, you need to send people out there. You need to send equipment out there so people can make calls, emergency calls. They had to force them to do that. In the United States, They don't force the people to do that. That's just automatic. Any kind of disaster, the telco companies, Verizon, AT&T, they send people out there immediately because they know they have no way of communication. So, but the government had to force them to do it. Go figure. Anyway, but there's a lot of things going down. I wanted to bring your attention to what's happening so that you be aware of, if you have anyone in that area, give them a call, man. Say, oh, you okay, man? Heard about the quake. Yeah. There's going to be a distribution relief effort. People give them food and so forth. Over 5,000 people have been affected by this right now, and it may be more. The search and rescue teams are still out there and still searching for people that may be lost. There may be more fatalities as this devastation and all this earthquake still continues to unravel. So y'all be praying for the people in the Philippines and the people in the Luzon area that they can get through this and be okay. Okay, and pray for the family, for the ones that were lost. Okay, but that's what I wanted to bring to you. I did the press briefing last night, and I'll be covering a lot of stuff that the president does. I don't get any editorial stuff. I just show you what happened because that's just what I do. Okay. All right, man. That's all I got for you today. Markel took the most of the show, so I'm running it real quick, and that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna ride train real quick. I'm not even gonna ride train. I'm just go down and read the comment real quick, and then I know because y'all ready to go to bed. I know how y'all do. Y'all ready to go to bed. By sleepyhead over there. I know. Okay, hold on, y'all. Something right here. Okay, here we go. Let's look at the comments real quick. We already know who's number one. Diaz. No, not Diaz. Who's number one? Lisa D. Lisa D. Lisa D is on the Philippine connection. She was number one. Okay, so good to see you, Lisa D. Lisa D outside, y'all. She said, she said one moment of technical difficulty. We gonna count her. We'll count the next person. Big John, what's up, man? You doing good? You're good. We probably sleep now, y'all. So good to see you. Thank you for stopping by, again, Big John, number one in the house today. We got Smooth Sound, okay. What's up, Smooth? Robert Myers, what's going on, man? You good? Top of the day. Good to see you, man. Smooth, he said, okay, we got that, man. You got that about the relative thing. Diaz, what's up? Okay, got that. I'm just gonna run through it. I'm only gonna pick out things that I didn't pick up, okay? Because I know y'all ready to go. Pumpkin Joe. Okay, Pumpkin Joe. I didn't know you was in the service. Okay. Did not know that. Okay. Diaz, what's up? Got that. Our Cuba, what's up, Cuba? What's up? Good to see you, man. I think we already got everything. So I just want to bring that to you. Okay, so that's it, man. That's it for now. I didn't want to hold that little topic I had. I want to bring it to you, but we had a great show tonight. Hope y'all be with me again tomorrow, and tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. That's it for now, guys. This is BobbieD. So take care. All right, hold on. God, my system messing up. Okay. All right, guys. That's it for now. This is BobbieD saying take care. God bless. And peace. See y'all on the backside of tomorrow. And y'all have a good day and a good night. Take care.